Let's start off this video with a question. What is your favorite capital city on Earth and why? Sometimes capital cities are the best city in a given country. They tend to be where you'll find many of the country's most famous attractions like Big Ben and Buckingham Palace in London. Let's dive into this fascinating journey. Let's jump into today's first fact with Tokyo, the Japanese capital. So, by metro area, the world's most populated capital city is Tokyo, with a population of around 37 million. That's about the same population as Poland or Morocco. Tokyo isn't just the capital city with the most people living in it, but also the capital with the most Michelin-starred restaurants, with some 194 establishments, totaling 251 stars. To put this in perspective, this is more than what the UK has in total, or around the same as what can be found in China and Hong Kong combined. The newest capital city at the time of making this video belongs to Juba of South Sudan, who officially became the country's capital on the day that it was founded. La Paz, one of two of Bolivia's capital cities, is the highest capital city on Earth in terms of elevation from sea level. The city is found in the west of the country and sits at an elevation of around 3,650 meters. On the opposite end of the spectrum, Baku of Azerbaijan is the lowest capital city on Earth, sitting just 28 meters below. Yes, below sea level. This also makes it the largest big city on Earth found below sea level. The northernmost capital city on Earth depends on your definition of capital cities. If we just stick to UN country capitals, then Reykjavik, Iceland would be the world's most northern capital. If we include territories as well, then you could argue that Longyearbyen and Svalbard could be the world's northernmost permanent settlement. On the flip side, the world's most southern capital city belongs to Wellington, New Zealand, which is actually found quite significantly further south than any other capital city on Earth. If going by official ceremonial names, Bangkok is the capital city with the longest name on Earth. Its ceremonial name consists of 21 words and 176 characters in total. Excluding Hong Kong, which is a special administrative region of China, the capital city with the most skyscrapers over 150 meters belongs to both Tokyo and Kuala Lumpur, Japan and Malaysia respectively, both with 173. Although it must be noted that due to the threat of earthquakes, Tokyo's skyscrapers are significantly smaller than those found in Kuala Lumpur. Tokyo's tallest building, for example, stands just 325 meters tall compared to Kuala Lumpur's being 679, which is actually the second tallest building on Earth. With a population of just 400 or so people, Ngerulmud, Palau is the world's least populated capital city. The country as a whole has a population of just 18,000, meaning just 1.8% of the entire country lives within the capital. Excluding city-states and territories, Kuwait is the country whose capital city has the highest percentage of the country's population living in it. In fact, just over 70% of the country's entire population lives in the capital, Kuwait City. With an average yearly temperature of just -1.3 degrees Celsius, Ulaanbaatar, the capital of Mongolia, is the world's coldest capital. January and February are exceptionally cold months, with the temperature ranging between -15 and -40 degrees Celsius. On the opposite end of the thermometer, the hottest capital on Earth by yearly average is believed to be Khartoum, the capital of Sudan, with a balmy 29.9 degrees Celsius. The only letter of the alphabet that does not start a capital city name is X. There are multiple countries who have two capital cities, such as Bolivia and Sri Lanka, but there is only one country on Earth that has three. Yes, three capitals. If you're into geography, you probably know this already. It is, of course, South Africa. Its three capitals are Cape Town, Bloemfontein, and Pretoria. Nauru technically has no capital city. In fact, the country doesn't really have any cities at all. Some sources claim that Yaren could act as its de facto capital, as this is where you'll find most of its important buildings. The oldest continuously inhabited capital city on Earth belongs to Damascus, Syria, which is believed to have been inhabited since 2500 BC. The city today has a population of some 2.5 million. The shortest capital city name on Earth belongs to 14 different capitals, all with 4 letters each. Some examples are Oslo, Lima, Rome, Juba, and Kiev. The capital city found closest to the equator line belongs to Quito, Ecuador. The most livable capital city is Vienna, Austria. Over the previous decade or so, the Austrian capital ranked within the top 3 every single year. The city regularly ranks high for this ranking due to its stability, reliable infrastructure, and strong health and education services. On the flip side, Damascus, Syria was the least livable capital city on Earth for 2023. Of course, this is unfortunately due to the ongoing civil war leading to instability, death, and destruction. Now, this is extremely saddening due to it also being the oldest continuously inhabited capital. As previously mentioned, many of its historic sites have been completely wiped out. Panama City, the capital of Panama. It is the city with the most skyscrapers, over 150 meters in Latin America, with 67. At 4,624 millimeters rainfall per year, this makes Monrovia the capital of Liberia, the wettest capital on Earth. For reference, New York City gets around 1,100, so around 4 times less than in Monrovia. Cape Town, one of 3 of South Africa's capitals, is thought to be one of the world's most dangerous capital cities in terms of murder rates. The capital has the murder rate of 63 homicides per 100,000 people, or around 3,000 across a nearly 5 million population per year. There are 5 countries whose capital city has the exact same name as the country, being Luxembourg, Monaco, San Marino, Singapore, and Vatican City. Norway's capital, Oslo, is the greenest capital city on Earth. Some 72% of the Norwegian capital is covered with greenery or eco-friendly buildings. In 2024, Singapore, which is of course the capital of Singapore, ranked as the world's most expensive capital city to live in. The city-state ranked equal first with Zurich, which of course isn't the Swiss capital, leading to Singapore officially being the world's most expensive capital. The continent with the most capital cities on Earth is Africa. There are 54 sovereign states across the continent, but in fact up to 64 capital cities. This is due to many African countries having more than one capital, as well as there being some disputed regions. The continent with the least amount of capital cities would be Antarctica with 0, as there are no countries there. The 2 most distant capital cities on Earth are Wellington, New Zealand, and Madrid, Spain, with a distance of 19,800 kilometers. Berlin, the capital of Germany, actually has more bridges than Venice, Italy. It has around 1,700 bridges spanning across its waterways. Valletta, the capital city of Malta, is found just 355 kilometers away from Tripoli, the capital city of Libya. This is one of the shortest distances between 2 capitals that are found on different continents. It is possible to walk from Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, to Singapore whilst not crossing any body of water. The walk would take around 139 days, traveling some nearly 15,000 kilometers. According to a quiz taken over 3.8 million times, Ngerulmud, the capital city of Palau, is the world's least known capital city. Only 14% of people who took the quiz were able to guess it. On the opposite end of the spectrum, Paris scored first with 92%. So there we have it. Interesting capital city facts. If you can think of any good ones, please do let us know in the comments below. Subscribe for more geography content, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Stay curious!